is a comic review. It is purely about the finished work and any of the actions, opinions, family pets, weird interests, terrible cooking skills, or otherwise are not taken into account. This is just about the finished work, guys. We don't need to hear about all of their weird internet search history.
Hey guys, StarCraft here, and continuing on with my Tales from the Dark Multiverse week. And there's a lot of other books I want to get to, but I'm sticking with what I said I was going to do. We got Blackest Night, and this one's done by Tim Seeley with artwork by Kyle Holtz. And once again, we open up with Tempest. Yeah, I'm just diving right in. As I said, we open up with Tempest as he recaps everything that happened on in Blackest Night, you know, the dead rising. Then Sinestro gains the White Lantern power, but then he gives it up to Hal and all that. Well, in this version, Sinestro doesn't do that. And because of that, life is then extinguished from the universe. And thus everyone starts to become Black Lanterns because of it. And then Sinestro tries to off himself. We'll get back to that. As we cut to seeing Lobo and Dove are still alive. And Dove because she had control of the white light in the original story, and Lobo, well, he's the last Zarian with his abilities. Of course he's going to survive, as Lobo has been paid and hired to bring Dove in. So you have all these attacks going on as he's taking, again, it's made clear, the infection cannot take Lobo. So yeah, everyone, he's just going through everyone left and right until Sinestro shows up. Except Sinestro is now half White Lantern, half Black Lantern because he tried to off himself. So he's now the Limbo Lantern. Unfortunately, because he can't keep bringing people back from the dead permanently. He can only do it so half-heartedly. Until basically, Sinestro agrees to help them get Dove to wherever they have to go that could help solve everything. And they basically explain how almost all of the universe is gone, consumed by the Black Lantern. So they have to go meet up with whoever hired them on Takron Galtos. And well, Lobo makes his usual way inside. And we find out, and as we see, a lot of the new gods were also taken out, left with Big Bardo leading the charge. And they fight their way through, again, and Sinestro using both of his rings. We find out who did it. It was Mr. Miracle. He hired Lobo. Why? Because he realized there's a way of taking care of all this. As we find out, they start to compare notes on everything, on where they've been, or what's been going on, like Dove with her white light, brings out her confronting Hawk, etc., etc. And it's been made clear that she was chosen to be able to reignite the white light. They make their way to the source wall, which has become very much undead-like. And as they are getting the device ready to absorb Sinestro's White Lantern ring to put it through Dove, Hal, Sornik, Natu, and all the other Green Lanterns show up as Black Lanterns to attack. And we find out now that the new avatar for Necron is Darkseid. I think that's pretty awesome, actually. Yeah, and now, I guess this was the first time since the others saw her, but Scott did not. He sees Barda and it starts to make him, well, feel off. Darkseid tries to take out Lobo, but doesn't do so well. Then Sinestro restores Hal and Sornik, and for a brief moment they are happily alive. And they're fully restored for a brief moment. And to the point where Hal even says, "Thank you. You will always were the great of us." But then they're starting to revert back to normal, and it is eating up at Sinestro. Then Lobo lobs their heads off, taking them out. They are starting to put the energy through a harness on Dove. But when they do, Darkseid and starts to taunt Scott, basically saying, oh yes, go ahead and do it. But everyone that is a Black Lantern won't come back. That includes Barda. And that caused Scott to realize he can't live without Barda. He thought this was going to restore them all, but it won't. So Delvian tried to say, you got to let her go. And yeah, Scott grabs Dove's neck and breaks it. Lobo loses it. He was actually starting to like the kid. And he kills Scott. Realizing now there might not be much left for them to do, Sinestro then takes a desperate moment as he tries to go with the plan anyway, but he utilizes Lobo instead as the main source for genetic life. As he does the wave anyway, taking out all the Black Lanterns. As Lobo laughs before he then disappears. Everything is wiped out. Then back on Earth, a bunch of remaining life start to evolve and start to take Saurian type traits, specifically Lobo. It doesn't go well. As when you have the entire galaxy of Lobos, they start to go to war with each other, and Sinestro realizes how much he screwed up. He tries to leave, but the Tempest won't let him. He blocks them out, saying that the Blackest Night cannot spread. As we end the story. This was a good one. There was a lot of padding, but it was to show all the detail of what happened after the when the Blackest Night stayed. The choice, I'll say this, unlike Nightfall, for example, where that big twist and everything came out of nowhere and made very little sense, the twist here makes some sense. Doesn't make Scott look endearing, but it still makes some sense, and it basically forces Sinestro to improvise. And when you're stuck with just Lobo, you don't have that much option for a happy ending. It's like all of these, they're tragic, but in this one especially, you feel bad for Sinestro, how his pride caused all this, and everything, no matter what he does, just won't work. Which shows that he, despite what Al said, it's all Sinestro, it's not the greatest one. And that's it for this one. Guys, gotta say, Doomsday Clock was amazing, but enough of that. Tune in tomorrow as I go over my favorite of these books, Infinite Crisis. Take care.